So for smaller kids, this is called Jack in the Box. It may look like a boring toy, but it actually does magic. It does magic in my assessment with my kids. You, magic, what happened? It jumped up. It popped. So what must the child do after it pops? Push it. So when the child push it, what do you say to the child? Press, push, and you are then teaching them language skills to say push. And then how do you get them to push it without you doing it for them? You wait. So this is what's going to happen. You initially show them and then you leave it, and then you want to see if they can be able to do it, because push it. And then once you do that, we are now talking about getting them to have that eye contact with them, getting to have joint attention. So I forgot to tell you that to be able to learn communication skills, we must be able to attend to a task together with the child. So if we do something, we should be able to both have interest in what we're doing. So this is also for cause and effect, that this child can see that if you wind this, it pops. So it's language and to teach problem solving, cause and effect. And then for a child who's very much like they like music, you can use this toy. And then when it stops, you get them to press, and then so that would work for them. And then you could do this with other kids depending on their level. You do shapes and colors. And then I love the blowing the bubble. This is to encourage social interaction, remember? So you get them to blow the bubble. And so when you blow the bubbles, what happens with the child when you blow them? These are activities that they love, especially the little ones. They love them so much, even if they are autistic, but I've seen them, they get more engaged. So get yourself the bubbles, blow the bubble thing, and then also get them things for OT, shapes and colors. You can teach these. And then you can also have Play-Doh. What can you do with the Play-Doh? You can use Play-Doh to do shapes, to teach letters. You can draw letters, make them do letters with the Play-Doh. You can get them to touch the Play-Doh, and then if they struggle to write, use the Play-Doh and put it and see if they can hold it like this, and they run their fingers on it because it's nice and soft, even if they haven't learned the ability to write. But get something that is they can use first to get to them to learn how to. That's what I used to do with my other son, who used to have my middle son used to have some fine motor perceptual skills, and I was teaching him like becoming an OT now to learn to write. And then these are things where you do and it's nice because you both engage in an activity with the child that encourages them to see what it looks like. Because when we are writing it now, it requires a different motor skills versus when you are doing it like this with them. And you can also do it in such a way that they can copy the letter. You write the letter and then you put the Play-Doh, and they match the L of the dough with the L that you've actually written out for them. These are things that you can do at home to encourage fine motor and writing skills. Kids also love this. What do they call this? What do they call this, by the way? A poppet. Yeah, they love it. Yeah, so they can use the poppet. I also got these nice foam numbers, and it's got letters. So sometimes with my kids in therapy, where I do numbers with them, sometimes some kids don't learn the numbers first. They need to be able to identify the number before they'll be able to write it and know what one means. So normally you would put it together and ask them to look for a 1. or a 3 or a 7. Like let's say we're gonna put 3, we're gonna put 2 and 7 before we even start to write and do whatever. Because I think people want to go a step ahead before starting. Let's see, can you understand what 2 is? 2, 3, 7, and then give me 3, and then you put the 3 numbers together and ask them to choose which one is 3, and then you can see that they can recognize the 1 or the 2 before you. And it doesn't mean because they cannot say 1 or 2 or 3 that they don't understand, they don't know the numbers. It's just being able to recognize them first, because sometimes the recognition starts first and then the learning comes second, the ability to say the number. We also have an activity, I'm not sure, did the lady take, oh okay, she didn't. This would be, get toys. Toys are very nice for you as a parent in terms of learning. So this is what we do in therapy. I'm not saying become therapists, but I used to love playing. That's what, you know, they say you guys have gone to school for playing with kids. The OT and the speech. That's what we went to school for doing. So it's a cake. So, but you playing with something like this, we can develop a lot of language with our smaller ones, where we teach something like, we teach numbers, we teach language. We're gonna have a party. Maybe the child is going to turn 6. You know, you get something like this. I think, I'm not sure which shop I got it at, but you know, if you Google the toy shops and educational toys, and you're gonna cut the cake. What's nice with this, it's got Velcro. You can get the child to disassemble. Let's make a cake. And just because their fine motor skills are not well developed, getting them to hold the cake like this and bring it together and make it the whole cake. We're going to cut, teaching to cut. Then they learn the language cut. How old are you now? You say, okay, you are, how old? You're gonna put candles, and also preparing them for their birthday. But these are for the little ones. So you'll say 1, oh you're 2 now. Are you 3 years? And then you put 3. And then you ask the child to put the 3 candles, just to show that they know what 3 means. Okay, I'm just gonna be quick because there's no time left. And we have to move to other things, and also get these, you can get things like these, you can get puzzles, you can get, these are good sight words, pictures where you teach bus, there's a bus, the physical picture of a bus. And if your kids are still at the level where they don't understand what a bus in terms of picture is, you get them a proper bus in terms of a toy bus, and then you teach them 3 letters initially. Instead of going very advanced, you can teach things like all, like your very basic words, like your cap. Then they get to match the word with the actual object, depending, by the way, at what level your child is at. And these we can also use these puzzle things to put them. It's good for cognitive development in terms of being able to problem solve, to know that this belongs here, to match as well. All right, let me run quickly into, because this is what I'm here for, communication. Like we said, some kids will learn to speak, some kids won't learn to speak, but we are going to support them to be able to communicate. We support them to communicate through the use of pictures, through the use of visual schedule. Your visual schedule is what tells them you've woken up in the morning, bath time, this is time for brushing your teeth, tea, and whatever. So you have to have visual schedules. Do you have visual schedules at home? You can download and print some online. Just look for visual schedules for whatever activity. If it's for bathing, get a bathing one, going to school, toilet training, visual schedule, because our kids, that's how they learn. So as I'm talking to you, I'm also incorporating what is called PECS, picture exchange communication symbol, and also putting in the use of what is called AAC, AAC is an alternative augmentative communication where we're using other things to help the child to be able to communicate. So the pictures are very important. If a child wants to go to the toilet but they can't say they want to go to the toilet, they have to have a picture that they can take and give to you to say they're going to the toilet. And then if all else, they've done all that, we then have something called an AAC device, which can be an iPad, and you buy the software. And the software that I'm using here, it's called Touch Chat. I'm going to quickly show you. This has got social, and then this is where it's personal and questions. Maybe my child needs to introduce himself to other people, but he cannot communicate. He'll say,
"My name is Nomsa."
Then I feed it information to say Bomumusa. I had to literally type this.
I live at number 56 Orchid Street, demostrates.
Okay, basically.
What's your name? My name is Nomsa. How old are you? I'm 18 years old. What's your cell phone number? My phone number is. My
Please say
phone number is.
082420, so it needs to be programmed. Okay. What?
My phone number
Okay.
is. How about you? What do you like to do? I like to play with my iPad.
I like to play with my iPad. So if a child is not able to speak, these are devices we could use. And I also can use this to do an activity with the child without just sounding parrot-like. So I would basically go as far as, I'm going to go back and choose, because you program these things. Let me see. I want to cook. So what are we going to do today? Okay, I think this is not the one that I want. Sorry, please. Just bear with me quickly, because I want to show you how this can be.
I want to cook.
Today's recipe. It said I wanted to cook today's recipes. Do you see? So today maybe I want to do something, because we're talking much older kids that you can engage in activity with. It allows you the ability to actually feed it with information. Let's say you want to do baking. You can tell it exactly what recipe you want to do with your child. And you will say, maybe if we want to make a pizza. Okay, and then it gives the child the ability to say pizza, and then you can use a booklet if you want. If let's say the child is not, you don't have a technical like a formal device like this, but you can still use it, or you are not even baking, but you are doing an activity where you are baking, or where you are doing pizza. So we're going to make the pizza. So this is called, and you know, it's your AAC booklet that you can do with a child. You're going to do a pizza. So basically here, I wish, Ranzo, please come. So when you are going to do a pizza, this is a booklet that you're gonna use. Let's make a pizza. Maybe you roll your dough and then you cut, and then so it will say add the sauce in the middle. So Bongosa, what did I say you must do? What must we do now? If the child can't say,
Add sauce in the middle.
and there's a booklet. Cheese is yellow and shredded. Okay, add the cheese on top of the sauce. What's next? So the child, but it would require you to do continuously with the child for them to be able. So this is called your AAC devices, your apps. There are apps that are for autism that helps with communication. So I was just showing you that we can use booklets to teach them. And if we are going to do this, let's say in a setup where there isn't, let's say we don't have an AAC device, you will literally just cut and then ask the child to put the cheese. I had the physically cut things, and I think my helper threw them away. Maybe they thought it was just pieces of, I can't find them. So you would literally put this and then do it manually. Even if you don't have an AAC, you still can do an activity like this using this. So this is where speech therapy assists you. So I'm just talking about one aspect of intervention. We've got speech therapy, and this is what we do. We help with communicating and also trying to get the child to have social interaction. And we've got occupational therapists and the role of, so I'm done, thank you. So the role of occupational therapist, I've shown you, it's for fine motor coordination skills. We know that our kids have got sensory issues. They tend to chew on their clothing. We must get them things that they can chew on if they're not able to stop chewing things. So we've got a TerraChew that you can chew on this, and it's not toxic, it's non-toxic, they say, and then you can chew on it, or you've got your chewing necklace that you can chew on. So that is for OT and many other things that we spoke about, the sensory issues, not wanting to eat certain food. You'll go to the occupational therapist, they will help you with regards to getting the child. Even the speech therapist, we can help you to get your child to eat certain flavors, but you start off slowly and get them to eat some other forms of food. So that is another form of intervention, your OT, your speech. And then we've also got, let me see here, we've got your physiotherapist. They will help you. Some people have said that their kids also tiptoes. The physio will help you with that, and there's something that they do to assist the kids to not tiptoe. There's medication. We've spoken about medication in our group, that our kids are on Risperdal, they're on Epilim, they're on Lamictogen, they're on various medication that helps with a particular thing that your child is presenting with. So if it's sleeping, or be it bipolar, mood disorders and all that. So there's biomedicine. The biomedicine is where they do the blood stools and the tests, and they actually see if your child has got toxins. There's a doctor you go to, they detox your system and give you they give you also supplements to assist you, because it is believed that our kids they lack certain enzymes to be able to digest certain food. And usually it's your gluten, meaning your bread stuff, your milk, lactose, so they're lactose intolerant. So what happens is that because the stomach is not able to digest those things, then they suffer from gastrointestinal problems like constipation, bloating, and all that. And sometimes they end up not being able to absorb certain nutrients that are responsible for their brain development, because you lack certain nutrients, then your brain doesn't develop optimally. So then you have to be on specific diet because of the fact that your enzymes are not able to digest those food. Then you're gonna be on a gluten-free diet. You're gonna be on lactose-free diet as well. So then you're gonna have to take supplements. We spoke about supplements in the past. There's supplements for sleeping, melatonin that helps with sleeping. So those are the things, and there's applied behavioral analysis and many other things. So all this information you're going to get from this booklet that we are making for you. I hope I was able to come, because I was rushing through to the end just to give you a bit of what the other specialties can do to help with your child. And I think that's all for today. I didn't think I'll go this long. Thank you so much for listening, and some of you are falling asleep already, but thanks so much.